Hello, everybody. I'm just going to give a quick 5-minute recap and overview about what we spoke about in the community calendar fundraising efforts with Reb Moshe Reitzes. He gave us in detail, step by step, on how to create a successful calendar campaign, and it's really, really impressive. And hopefully, we'll get the video and be able to share that. But in the meantime, I just want to give a quick overview. Basically, there's three main funnels through which people will give you their ads or dedication. Number one is phone calls. So for people who are doing a repeat of last year, he made it very clear that you have to get on the phones early and call everybody who gave last year and try to get them to give again. He gave a very good advice in when you're asking for this year's pledge, you don't want to give them the option. You don't say, do you want to participate in the calendar, but rather say, we're calling, you did this last year, it really helped us in this campaign with our teen program, or however you're marketing it, whatever program the calendar is supporting. And then he says, we're asking people to add one date, one dedication on the calendar. Can you add a dedication? Can we add you for this year what you did last year, and also add a dedication? So either they're going to add another dedication, or they'll say no, just do what we did last year. And it seemed like maybe very rarely or seldom would somebody say, take me out of the calendar. That's one. Second is going to be mailings. So he does a mailing, and I'm going to show you. And actually, Chabad of the Valley sponsored a new feature, and they are kind enough to share it with all the shluchim, where it's basically a token to generate a letter for the calendar fundraising. So I'll just show you an example. Obviously, you would do this in batches when you're doing this for your whole list. But basically, this is it. There's this one token which will generate a list of all the occasions that this contact is connected to. So I'm going to hit preview over here. Just remove some of the space. Okay, and that's it. And so basically, you have your letter. You make it fit in a window envelope, so you could easily put it in. The token will print any relationship he has, and we'll put the birthdays. If you have the birthdays, if you don't have the birthdays, they'll put it in, which are going to be, you should definitely add to the CRM. Also give them some white space to be able to enter in their own occasions if they want to add to this list. If they have yard sites, if they observe any yard sites in the CRM, they will be added to this list as well. Or if they have any direct relatives, parents, siblings, children who are deceased, they will add them as well as a yard site occasion. So this is an order form. You mail it out. He made it clear that you want to get the mailing out right after Pesach, so you give plenty of time for people to reply. He made it a point to have a link where they could do this online as well. In addition, you can do this in email, right? Because it's a token, so you could add this token in an email, and people can reply. You can have instructions on how they could submit their occasions or order. Either you have a link to a form, or they could reply to the email with what they want, and you will bill them afterwards. So again, this is a huge feature. Thank you, Moshe and Chabad of the Valley, for making this happen for shluchim. So utilize this and send out your mailings early. Do email as well. And then finally, the third way to generate ads and dedications is going to be your forms, your online forms. So I created some sample forms over here. This is a standard contribution form with a pitch to solicit ads from businesses. I have the different levels of giving for the different ads on the calendar, the advertiser info, name of business, email, and they could upload their business card or whatever they want to advertise. And then they can hit contribute, and that will be submitted. And then when you're ready to make calendar, you download your submissions, and you're ready to go. So this is for ads. For dedications, it's a little more complicated, right? Because any information they put in, you're going to want to have in the CRM as relatives, and to enter in each person's date and their occasion. So I just created the simple contribution form where they could select how many dedications they want, put in their email. Again, you could add the different fields you want, and then dedication details. This is a contribution note field. I just renamed it, and I asked them to list the name, occasion, and date of each dedication. You could and also say you could email us later with the details as well. So this is just to collect the payment, collect the commitment, and then get the information either through this or later in an email, and you can enter it manually into the CRM. Again, not ideal if you're doing high volume, but it's a great way to start if you're just starting off. If you're doing high volume, then I would recommend getting this custom form. We could build this out for you, where you could put this on your website. People could come in, you have your date and details about the calendar campaign. The advertiser or the dedicator is going to put in his information and select how many dedications he wants. On this sample form, I only have 3, and you can put in each dedication's information, right? So you put in the first name, last name, relationship type, and gender, right? So right now it's aunt, uncle, female. You need the gender so that when you're going to generate the letter next year or the email, you're going to be able to say aunt instead of uncle, aunt, right? Or if it's going to be a parent, it's going to say mother. So that's where we're collecting gender. You can select whether it's a birthday or yard site. It's going to display the correct date information. And again, all this is going to be stored in the CRM with the proper relationships to enable you to utilize this data next year when you're sending out your mailings or you're sending out an email soliciting ads and dedications. So this form is going to be probably around 250 to 350, depending on how many of these you want us to add. But again, if you're doing high volume, it's well worth it. If you're just starting out, just do a simple donate form, take the time, and enter it manually. It's worth it. Shlomi Siegelman was on the call also. He gave some good insights. If you're doing this for the first time, he's on his second year shluchas and he did a calendar first year. He gave some good advice. He said, you're going to have to go pound the pavement. You have to go from business to business and solicit ads. And he said there was great success. There's a great response. People are happy to give advertisements. And then also in not just collecting funds, he said in his first year he was able to cover the calendar and more. But he was also able to connect with a lot more people through this effort. It was a really good community building tool. And so he advises it as well for new shluchim who are considering this as a fundraising option. Anyways, so that's my summary. If you have any questions with details, you can ask Moshe at valleychabad.org. He's going to put out a resource page with all the different resources where he gets his calendar and instructions on how to set it up properly, when to do the mailings, how to time things, and also how to set up with the designer and the calendar company. And whoever's interested, I'm sure he will be able to share the video recording of the webinar. Hope everyone is well. Hope preparations for Pesach is going well. We should be healthy and safe. And in Mitzvah Hashem, we'll all have a lot of atzlacha with this. Hope this helps. Take care, everyone.